Mateo Rivera hunched over a scratched desk in a San Antonio classroom, his pencil sketching a chessboard, when Mr. Grayson's cruel laugh boomed, "You, a chess champ? Stick to counting beans, kid." The shy 14-year-old Latino boy from the East Side faced daily taunts until a national chess icon stormed in, demanding to face him in a match that'd leave the teacher speechless. What unfolds next is a twist so wild it'll flip this school upside down. Stick around to see Mateo checkmate his doubters. Where are you watching from in the USA? Drop your city below, and if you're hooked on underdog wins, smash that like, share with your crew, and subscribe to Raven Stories. This one's a game changer. The chalkboard screeched as Mr. Harold Grayson's marker slashed across it, the fluorescent lights buzzing in room 204 of Jefferson High, a weathered brick school in San Antonio, Texas, where the air stung with the scent of sweat and dry erase ink. It was a blistering Tuesday, third period geometry kicking off, when the door creaked open and Mateo Rivera slipped in, skinny, 14, his faded red backpack sagging, his dark hair flopping over eyes that dodged the room. His sneakers, beat-up blue Nikes, scraped the linoleum, and Grayson, a buzz-cut brute with a sneer, spun around, his voice a cannon blast. "Late again, Rivera? What's it this time? Bus broke down in the barrio?" The class erupted. Giggles, snickers, chairs scraping as kids turned, their polos and hoodies a blur against beige walls. Mateo froze, cheeks burning, his whisper barely cutting through. "Sorry, sir. Bus was late." Grayson's laugh cracked like a whip, his marker jabbing the air. "Late? You're a walking excuse. Sit down, dimwit." Mateo shuffled to his desk, head low, pencil trembling as he sketched a chessboard, and Grayson zeroed in, his tone venomous. "What's that, Rivera? Planning your big chess career? You can't even add 2 plus 2. Jake, a blonde jock up front, smirked. "Checkmate, loser." While Emily, a quiet girl in glasses, frowned, muttering, "He's too harsh." The hook sank in. Mateo's silence was a storm brewing, and Grayson was about to get hit. Jefferson High thrummed with San Antonio's restless pulse, its halls plastered with Spurs posters, the courtyard outside simmering under a sun that torched the asphalt into waves of heat. Room 204 was a pressure cooker, desks gouged with initials, windows smudged by years of grimy hands, the air thick with Grayson's cheap cedar cologne and the hum of teenage defiance. Mateo sank deeper into his seat, his red backpack thudding beside him, his Nikes scuffing the floor, his faded jeans a stark mismatch to Jake's crisp polo. Grayson prowled the front, his tie a loud red slash, his years of barking at kids a weapon he swung with relish. He locked onto Mateo's sketch, his voice a growl. "Chess, huh? You think you're some grandmaster, Rivera? Can't even spell pawn." The class snickered, Jake elbowing his buddy, Sarah in braids rolling her eyes, while Mateo gripped his pencil, knuckles white, his mutter faint. "I play a little, sir." Grayson's grin twisted, his marker slamming the desk. "A little? Stand up, genius, show us your moves," Emily whispered to Devin, a lanky kid beside her. "He's picking on him again." And Devin nodded. "Yeah, Mateo's too quiet for this." Grayson towered over him, his tone dripping. "Go on, kid. Checkmate me with your barrio brain." The tension spiked. Laughter clashed with unease, and Mateo's stand was a fuse lighting. The fluorescent buzz in room 204 sharpened as Grayson loomed over Mateo Rivera, his buzz cut glinting, his sneer a blade carving the air, the linoleum reflecting every flinch in a class split between jeers and whispers. Mateo stood, his Nikes squeaking, his red backpack a crumpled shield at his feet, his dark hair falling as he faced the teacher, his voice a thread. "I don't need to prove anything, sir." Grayson barked a laugh, his marker slashing the board. "Prove? You're a joke, Rivera. Chess is for thinkers, not slackers like you." Jake clapped, his polo crisp, his voice loud. "Sit down, dude. You're embarrassing yourself." Sarah smirked, but Emily leaned forward, her glasses fogging, her whisper fierce. "He's not a slacker. Leave him alone." Devin nodded. "Grayson's a bully." The crowd fractured, half cheering the taunts, half bristling, while Grayson circled Mateo, his tone mocking. "What's your move, champ? Run home to mama?" Mateo's eyes flicked to his sketch, his fingers steadying, his reply soft. "I'd rather play than talk, sir." Grayson's laugh boomed, his hand waving. "Play? You'd lose to a toddler. Sit down before you cry." A kid in the back, Luis, muttered, "He's got guts." And the hook tightened. Mateo's calm was a grenade, and Grayson was pulling the pin. Sweat beaded on Grayson's buzz cut as he paced room 204, the fluorescent lights casting jagged shadows, the air sour with tension and the faint whiff of marker fumes, while Mateo Rivera sat back down, his Nikes silent, his chess sketch clutched tight. The linoleum gleamed under desks shoved askew, the class buzzing as Grayson spun, his tie swinging, his voice a roar. "Rivera thinks he's Bobby Fischer. Let's give him a board, see him crash," Jake hooted. "Bet he doesn't know a knight from a horse," while Sarah giggled. But Emily snapped, "Knock it off, he's not hurting anyone." Grayson grabbed a cheap chess set from a shelf, plastic pieces rattling, and slammed it on Mateo's desk, his grin savage. "Go on, genius. Show us your skill." Mateo hesitated, his dark hair curtaining his eyes, his whisper steady. "Not here, sir. Not like this." Grayson's eyes bulged, his laugh shrill. "Not here?" "Scared already?" "Typical," Devin muttered. "He's pushing too far," and Luis nodded. "Mateo's chill. He's not scared." The door rattled. Principal Ortiz's heels clicked in, her blazer sharp, her voice cutting. "What's this noise, Grayson?" He smirked, pointing. "Just teaching Rivera his place. He's a chess star." Ortiz's eyes narrowed, landing on Mateo, and the hook sank deeper. Something big was brewing, and Grayson was blind to it. Room 204 froze as Principal Ortiz stepped in, her heels stabbing the linoleum, the fluorescent lights buzzing over Jefferson High's cracked desks, the air thick with Grayson's cedar stink and the class's held breath. Mateo Rivera sat still, his red backpack slumped, his Nikes planted, his chess sketch half hidden under his arm, while Grayson's buzz cut gleamed, his tie askew, his smirk faltering under Ortiz's glare. "Teaching his place?" she said, her voice ice, her blazer crisp as she scanned the room. "Explain." Grayson waved at Mateo, his tone smug. "Kid's late, doodling chess like he's some pro. Thought I'd humor him." Jake snickered. "He's delusional." But Emily shot back. "He's not! You're mean!" Ortiz's gaze flicked to Mateo, softening, her tablet glowing as she tapped it. "Mateo Rivera, right?" He nodded, his dark hair shifting, his voice low. "Yes, ma'am." She turned to Grayson, her tone sharp. "You don't know who you're mocking, do you?" Grayson blinked, his laugh thin. "What, a tardy kid?" Ortiz's lips twitched, her words dropping like bombs. "He's the junior chess champ of Texas. Caught the eye of Viktor Kasparov himself." The class gasped. Jake's jaw dropped, Sarah's eyes widened, and the hooks slammed in. Grayson's taunts were a house of cards, and Mateo was about to topple it. The air in room 204 crackled as Principal Ortiz's words sank in, the fluorescent lights flickering, the linoleum cold under Mateo Rivera's Nikes, his red backpack a silent witness to a truth Grayson couldn't grasp. His buzz cut bristled, his tie a limp flag, his voice a stammer. "Chess champ? Him? That's impossible." Ortiz held up her tablet, its screen blazing with a headline, "Texas Teen Stuns at State Chess Finals," and Mateo's shy face stared back, a trophy in his hands. Jake's polo sagged, his mutter faint. "No way," Emily clapped, her glasses glinting. "I knew it." While Sarah whispered, "He's famous?" Grayson's sneer collapsed, his marker dropping, his tone desperate. "He's lying, some fluke." Mateo lifted his eyes, his dark hair parting, his voice steady. "Not a fluke, sir. I play every day." Ortiz nodded, her blazer sharp, her words firm. "Viktor Kasparov's in town. Saw Mateo's games online. Wants a match." The class erupted, gasps, cheers, while Grayson's knees wobbled, his mutter choked. "Kasparov? Here?" Luis grinned. "Told you, he's got guts." The hook landed hard. Mateo's secret was a tidal wave, and Grayson was drowning in it. Grayson's buzz cut seemed to wilt as he gripped the chalkboard ledge, room 204's fluorescent lights buzzing louder, the linoleum reflecting a class split between awe and Grayson's crumbling reign. Mateo Rivera sat calm, his Nikes still, his red backpack a quiet throne, his chess sketch now a blazing emblem under Ortiz's tablet glow. "Kasparov?" Grayson rasped, his tie swinging, his eyes darting. That's ridiculous." Ortiz crossed her arms, her voice steel. "He's arriving today. Heard about Mateo's win streak, wants him in the national spotlight." Jake's polo wrinkled, his voice a squeak. "The Viktor Kasparov, like world champ." Emily nodded. "He's a legend. Mateo's legit." Sarah's braids bobbed, her whisper awed. "He's been hiding this?" Grayson jabbed a finger at Mateo, his tone shrill. "He's a nobody. Can't even pass my class." Mateo met his gaze, his dark hair steady, his reply soft. "Chess isn't geometry, sir. I'm good at what I love." Ortiz stepped forward, her heels clicking, her words final. "You mocked a prodigy, Grayson. Deal with it." The hook tightened. Grayson's defiance was a thread snapping, and Mateo's rise was unstoppable. The linoleum in room 204 gleamed as chaos swirled, the fluorescent lights casting stark shadows, the air thick with Grayson's sweat and the class's stunned hum, while Mateo Rivera's Nikes stayed rooted, his red backpack a silent sentinel, his chess sketch a blazing truth. Grayson's buzz cut twitched, his tie a noose, his voice cracking. "A prodigy? Him? This is a setup." Ortiz's tablet glowed, her blazer sharp, her tone cutting. "No setup. Mateo's ranked top 5 in the state, self-taught on a thrift store board." Jake's jaw hung, his polo limp, his mutter faint. "Self-taught? That's insane." Emily beamed, her glasses flashing. "He's amazing." While Sarah gasped, "He's been quiet about this." Grayson's hands shook, his laugh brittle. "Top 5? He's faking it." Mateo slid his sketch forward, his dark hair lifting, his voice firm. "I play at the rec center, every night, every win's real." The door burst open. Viktor Kasparov strode in, gray suit crisp, chess legend aura filling the room, his accent thick. "Mateo Rivera, I've seen your games. Brilliant." The class roared. Grayson's face paled, his mutter lost. The hook slammed home. Mateo's moment was here, and Grayson's world was dust. Room 204's fluorescent lights dimmed under Viktor Kasparov's shadow, the linoleum trembling as he crossed it, the air electric with his presence and Grayson's collapse, while Mateo Rivera stood, his Nikes steady, his red backpack forgotten, his chess sketch a beacon. Grayson's buzz cut sagged, his tie a rag, his voice a whimper. "Kasparov here? For him?" Victor's gray suit gleamed, his eyes locking on Mateo, his tone warm. "Your Sicilian defense online. Flawless. I need to play you." Ortiz nodded, her blazer crisp, her voice proud. "He's our star, Victor. Grayson didn't see it." Jake's polo slumped, his whisper awed. "He's facing Kasparov?" Emily clapped. "He deserves this." Sarah's braids shook. "He's a genius." Grayson stumbled back, his marker rolling, his plea faint. I didn't know." Mateo faced Victor, his dark hair calm, his words sure. "I'd be honored, sir. Let's play." Kasparov grinned, pulling a sleek board from his case, his voice booming. "Here now, show me your fire." The class cheered, Luis yelling, "Get him, Mateo!" And the hook landed firm. Grayson's mockery was ash, and Mateo's talent blazed. The linoleum in room 204 shone as Viktor Kasparov set up his board, the fluorescent lights buzzing, the air alive with chess pieces clacking in Grayson's fading rain, while Mateo Rivera sat across, his Nikes firm, his red backpack aside, his dark hair framing eyes that burned with focus. Grayson's buzz cut drooped, his tie limp, his mutter lost in the crowd's roar, his hands trembling as he sank into a chair. Victor's gray suit gleamed, his fingers swift, his voice a rumble. "Pawn to a 4, your move, Mateo." Ortiz watched, her blazer sharp, her tone soft. He's earned this. Let him shine. Jake leaned in, his polo forgotten. He's actually good, Emily whispered. Better than good. He's unreal. Sarah nodded. Grayson's toast. Mateo moved, pawn to a 5, his voice steady. I've studied your games, sir. Bring it on. Kasparov laughed, his knight leaping. Bold, I like it. The game surged, moves sharp, tension thick, while Grayson's head dropped, his mutter faint. I was wrong. Luis grinned. Too late, man. The hook deepened. Mateo's skill was a spotlight, and Grayson's shame was center stage. Fluorescent lights flickered in room 204 as the chessboard war raged, the linoleum slick with tension, the air humming with Kasparov's grunts and Mateo Rivera's quiet breaths, his Nikes planted, his red backpack a relic of a fight won. Grayson's buzz cut glistened with sweat, his tie undone, his eyes darting as the class chanted, Mateo! Mateo! Victor's gray suit wrinkled, his voice a roar. Knight to F3, check, you're fast, kid! Mateo countered, bishop to C4, his dark hair steady, his tone calm. Not fast enough, checkmate in 3. Kasparov's eyes widened, his laugh booming. 3? Prove it. The moves flew, queen to H5, rook to F8. Then Mateo's pawn sealed it, his voice soft. Checkmate, sir. The room exploded, Jake yelling, He did it! Emily clapping. Unbelievable! Sarah gasping. He beat Kasparov. Grayson shrank, his mutter a whisper. Impossible! Victor stood, his hand out, his tone awed. You're a prodigy, Mateo, world class. Ortiz smiled, her blazer proud. Told you, Grayson. The hook sank in. Mateo's victory was a thunderclap, and Grayson's reign was rubble. The linoleum in room 204 echoed with cheers as Victor Kasparov shook Mateo Rivera's hand, the fluorescent lights blazing, the air thick with triumph and Grayson's defeat, his Nikes scuffing as he rose, his red backpack a trophy of his stand. Grayson's buzz cut bowed, his tie a heap, his voice a rasp. I'm sorry, Rivera. Victor's gray suit towered, his accent thick, his words firm. This boy's a gift. Teach him. Don't break him. Ortiz nodded, her blazer sharp, her tone final. You'll apologize properly, Grayson, and rethink your methods. I'm an idiot. Sorry, man. Emily beamed. You're a star, Mateo. Sarah's braids bounced. He's our champ. Mateo met Grayson's eyes, his dark hair calm, his reply steady. I just want to play, sir, not fight. Kasparov clapped his shoulder. You'll play nationals, I'll coach you myself. The class buzzed, Luis shouting, San Antonio's king! And the hook landed hard. Mateo's grace was a lesson, and Grayson's regret was carved deep. Room 204's fluorescent lights softened as the crowd thinned, the linoleum quiet, the air clearing with the rustle of Mateo Rivera's red backpack as he slung it over his shoulder, his Nikes steady, his dark hair framing a face now known. Grayson sat alone, his buzz cut low, his tie crumpled, his mutter faint. I misjudged him. Ortiz approached, her blazer crisp, her voice firm. You'll write that apology by tomorrow. Mateo's bigger than your bias. Victor packed his board, his gray suit sharp, his tone warm. He's got heart, rare in chess, rarer in life. Jake lingered, his polo wrinkled. You're cool, Mateo. Teach me a move? Emily nodded. Me too. Sarah smiled. You're our pride. Mateo grinned, his voice soft. Sure, chess is for everyone. Kasparov turned. Nationals in 3 months. Be ready, kid. The room hummed. Hope, change, and the hook settled. Mateo's win was a seed, and Jefferson High was growing. The linoleum gleamed as Grayson shuffled out of room 204, the fluorescent lights dimming, the air light with Mateo Rivera's quiet victory, his Nikes scuffing toward the hall, his red backpack a badge of a battle-turned triumph. Victor's gray suit vanished through the door, his voice echoing, See you in D.C., Mateo! Ortiz tucked her tablet away, her blazer steady, her tone proud. You've put us on the map, kid. Keep it up. Jake fist bumped him. You're the man. Emily waved. Chess club needs you, Sarah called. San Antonio's hero. Grayson paused at the exit. His buzz cut low, his voice broken. I was wrong, Rivera. You're the real deal. Mateo nodded, his dark hair lifting, his words simple. Thanks, sir. Just don't judge the next kid. The hall buzzed, kids whispering his name, and the hook landed firm. Mateo's rise was alight, and the school glowed with it. Jefferson High's halls buzzed as Mateo Rivera stepped into the San Antonio dusk, the fluorescent lights of room 204 fading, the linoleum silent, his Nikes crunching gravel, his red backpack slung low, his dark hair catching the breeze. This wasn't just about chess. It was about a shy kid who turned mockery to mastery, a teacher who learned too late, and a school that found its heart. Mateo proved talent hides where you least look, and grit beats doubt every time. What do you think, folks? Ever seen a quiet champ flip the board? Drop your stories below. We're all ears. If this tale of checkmate glory hit you hard, smash that like, share it with your squad, and subscribe to Raven Stories. Where are you watching from in the USA? Tell us your city, and we'll catch you in the next one.